Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau, Samantha Perry with you on an absolutely picture-perfect day in here in Hollandale Beach, and that is, we hope, the theme for this weekend because, of course, it's the penultimate day before the Pegasus World Cup, and tomorrow, front and center here, Pegasus World Cup Day. Get your tickets, they're going fast, but the weather, knock on wood, it looks absolutely perfect. I was talking to someone this morning, and boy, for my money, I think it's shaping up to be weather-wise as good as it's ever been here for Pegasus.
Yep, it is, and excited for it.
Well, no doubt about it. I mean, the 13-race card tomorrow, culminating, of course, with the $3 million Pegasus World Cup, a little bit towards 6 p.m. tomorrow, national audience, and it's going to be a huge day and a lot to look forward to. But, of course, today is a big day as well. 10 races for you, and that means the Rainbow Six kicks off in race number 5. And that pool now, I mean, we are throwing $1 million out there. It's $900 in the gross jackpot guarantee. I would expect them to be firing big today, regardless of what happens today and tomorrow. Sunday is a mandatory day. I'm not going to have a ticket that's going to try to sweep this thing today, but again, pools are going to be very, very big today, and a lot to look forward to on a fast and firm day. That early pick 5 is going to kick off in about 53 minutes. Let's take a quick look at my ticket now before we get into the card today. And so this is an expensive one for me, a little more than I would normally give out, but I was okay giving out a bigger one early because I think things tighten up a little bit late, and you'll see that in my rainbow as well. I'm going to spread here a blanket in race 1. The top pick in race 2 is the 8 Rainy Night. Race number 3, the top pick is the 6 in there, super classy. I've got some prices in this pick 5 as well. Race number 4, the 5 Always Dialed for Melanie Giddings and Sean Bridgemahan. And then in race number 5, now that is my best bet, and if I can get Beach Ready Home, she could be a decent little number in there. That's my anchor. This could be a very, very big early pick 5 for me, and singling at the end with my best bet of the day. That is Beach Ready on a $60 early pick 5 ticket. Let's get into the opener, Samantha. I'm kind of interested to see what you got going on here. I found it a very, very difficult race. A pack of 7 going at it. These are 12-5 maiden claimers, the fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. 7 furlongs, again, on a fast main track today. And you are all the way outside. A horse I tried to scratch yesterday as I had the wrong day, so maybe that bodes well for you. J.J. Monet on the outside.
I liked the fact that this mare has got speed.
Sure.
She's drawn well to this outside post here in the 7-horse field, and she was very game in her last effort. She barely lost. I understand it was on the muddy track, but regardless of what kind of surface it is, she shows some speed, and I feel like that is a very good asset to have in this field.
Well, I agree with that totally. When you're talking about these bottom, lower-level maiden claimers, speed is good. And you say, maybe it was the mud. I don't disagree with you. But then the last time she ran on a fast track, because the last 2 races prior were on the Tapeta, she ran a very good third and was a pretty fast race for the level. I'm on the 2, Queen Valentina. I don't know. Maybe we get loose. I'm just trying to get something kind of kooky going on here. She's second off a long layup. She's going to run on the first time, the main track for the first time. You know what I thought was interesting last time? She was off a huge layup. You see the double layoff line there?
Yeah.
She was 7-2 in that race.
Yeah, they bet her hard.
They did.
And I couldn't figure it out that day, too. So
No.
I think it's a good sign. And blinkers go on.
Blinkers go on. She's got some speed. Maybe Jesus Rios down on the inside will try to use some of it. Early pick 4 kicks off in race number 2. We're on the turf, and this is a good one as well. A maiden special weight here for 3-year-old fillies. We do scratch out the 1 Round the Town. We'll see what Samantha's got working here in this early. No, it's me again.
It is.
It is me again. My goodness. The
TTP3 is back.
TTP3 Friday. See, we just brought that TTP3 back on Friday. So we can show the ticket really quick, and it's just a run back. But again, we'll just show it real quick here. $12 ticket for me again, early pick 4. And don't forget, and of course we'll remind you quite a bit, there are a slew of horizontal exotics. I found another pick 4 yesterday as
Another
I was
one.
looking at my final printout of PPs. There's one in race 2, race 3.
You got to give me one of them.
Yeah, and race 6. Okay, I will do that. You can take the one in the third. The horizontals tomorrow are all over the place, of course, and we'll show you those pools a little bit later, but culminating in a late pick 5 that's guaranteed at $750,000. There might be $750,000 in it right now for all.
Really?
I think $2 million is in play in there. All right, we're both on the top, the same horse in here. That is the 8 Rainy Night for Brian Lynch. Just keep it on, keep it on.
Yeah, he's got some live shots this
Yeah.
whole weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So excited to see what he can get going here today. This horse was working with How Soon Is Now,
Okay.
who raced a few weeks ago, and How Soon Is Now. I thought the barn kind of liked it a bit better, and she actually worked better than Rainy Night. But I feel like in this spot, and now you're on the grass course, I think she's a little bit more live than she showed on the Tapeta.
No, I totally agree, and I think this is a great post for her
Right.
running style, too. The Hall of Famer Javier Castellano can break and maybe press the issue to the inside. I think that's a good spot to be in. Right next door, Caboodle. Boy, Caboodle ran very, very well for Bobby Hess Jr. on debut in that same race, beating Rainy Night.
I picked Caboodle that day. I was so against iced coffee, as I think you were as well.
Yeah.
And she had been working so good, and I thought to myself, I'll never get the 15-1 or 16-1 price
No.
on her again. And sure enough, here, I thought I was being sneaky with that one. But yeah, she was working very, very well, and it looks like she's worked well since that. And turf now is the question.
Well, that speed's going to play out there.
It
There's
will.
no doubt about that on a very firm and fast turf course. The rail's at 24 feet today. And I'll tell you what, the betting public might be a little scared because the 16-1 last time. Maybe they do ignore her today. You got a stat on the 5, Really Thirsty. I don't know about a daughter of Stay Thirsty running 5 on debut, but it's Cassie and Irad. You got to pay attention here.
Well, that's the thing, and I watched just a couple of. I think there was only one work that I could look at, but then I saw the OBS sale work. To me, she doesn't look turfy, but like you said, the breeding just really isn't there. But I think that they'll bet this horse just because it's Irad and it's Smart Cassie. But I think you can get there's better horses in this field.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. You look at the pedigree here. Stay Thirsty out of an Into Mischief mare. She wants another turn. She might want the brown stuff instead of the green stuff, too. But this is a spot to get her started. Tote board race for sure. And if you're playing the early pick 5, you can at least look into the double will pays and maybe get an eye. If Really Thirsty's sitting up there as a, 9th choice in the double will pays, maybe you fade her a little bit.
Exactly.
You don't use her in your early pick 5 ticket. And, of course, you get to look at the board in the early pick 4 as well. Race number 3 now will go on to the Tapeta, 5.5 and a starter, optional claimer. Scratch out the long shot, the 2, Just Wave and a Smile. So we've got a field of 6 going at it here. And you are on the 3, Outlaw County. You want to see how good a horse was last time in winning? We're going to show it to you right now. This horse was a month the best.
Yep, and it's kind of the gang is all here.
Yeah.
In this race too, there you see Pico de Oro, who's now kind of at the mercy of the draw here. This horse was very, very impressive that day, and I feel like he can just bring it right on back.
Yeah, here coming on the inside, the 10 horse here, and this is not good. No, still gonna go. And Paco's had this happen to him, and look at it, he's got just wants to get up here. Credit to the horse, credit to Paco too.
Right.
This has happened. We can probably now 4 or 5 times where never gonna win, and Paco gets him home.
From the inside too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. And you see Pico de Oro, he's got to be involved a little bit earlier on to have a real say.
I mean, here's the other thing too. Out of that race, and Pico de Oro is always going to be at the mercy of the pace. If he couldn't beat Outlaw Country that day, I don't know how he gets it done today. Now, we always go, well, I'm a little surprised you picked him right back because I know you don't like to do that.
Yeah.
That was competitive Sane at the back there, picking up some pieces, not really doing any real running. I took maybe a shot with Super Classy just because I'm a little worried about Outlaw Country coming out of that race.
Yeah.
He ran so hard. Super Classy for Mike DePaulo. He's already used Luis Saez on a winner at the meet. One other one of these Woodbine horses, but this is what we've talked about as well. Do they need one? Maybe, but the speed horses, I think, have a little leg up.
I agree there, and you mentioned that yesterday too when you were carrying the weight on the set here. But yeah, I think so. And this is when you have Luis Saez aboard, you're going to just try to speed pop the field in this spot here. Now, will it work out? It remains to be seen. But I do feel like now that it's a 6-horse field, that kind of changes the complexion because people might be grabbing. The other jocks might be grabbing, and Louis could just say "see ya" on the front end.
I don't think he's familiar with that term.
What?
Grabbing.
No.
And that's why we love Louis. I mean, love to be aggressive, and these are spots where you like to be aggressive.
Exactly.
You know, you're sprinting on the Tapeta, go get it. I think that's clearly a path to victory.
Yeah.
One more before the break, because we have 10 on this Friday card. Pegasus Eve here, race number 4, 5.5 on the Tapeta, $16,000 maiden claimers in this spot. Scratch the 6, scratch the 12, go G, and the 13, Sir Banana Brian is drawing in, correct?
Yes.
We have that? Yeah. Sir Banana Brian in, another Brian that I don't use, so somehow I never do use them. You could go a lot of different ways here, and you're seeing it on our picks.
Yeah.
Wemby for you, trying to get Bobby Hess home this time too.
So this was another one that I picked last time, and then I'm going to say goodbye to my price because now you've got Louis Saez aboard here. What really caught my eye before playing this horse on January 5th, he had a really good work on right after Christmas, a couple days after Christmas. Now you're getting a little bit more of a drop. This is second time with Bob Hess, and this is a barn that I feel like has just kind of spotted this horse in a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, you got the tactical speed to play here in a Tapeta Sprint. We've talked about that as well.
Right.
I am on the 5, always dialed. How about Sean Bridgman and Melanie Giddings getting the maiden home yesterday?
Yeah, that was impressive.
And they bet that horse 40-something to 1 on debut, facing winners yesterday. And boy, you want to talk about tons the best. That horse was it, wide every step of the way. I like the cutback here for the 5, always dialed. Couldn't see it out on the lead last time. You can't run any faster than 46-4 on the lead routing when you're a $25,000 maiden claimer.
Yeah, I could not agree more. That's not usually how you win those races at all.
No. And to be honest, to the fact that I say he only lost by 6 lengths after doing what he did was a pretty darn good effort. I'll come back to him today. Relatively short rest. Paisan is the 3. Ronnie Spat's having a good meet, huh?
Yes, big time. Here's something about Paisan that you might not like.
Yeah.
He was breezing with Vito's brother, and Vito's brother was
I
working
love Vito's brother.
better than him. Yeah, so Vito's brother, I think, has stamped himself as maybe a forever maiden.
I thought he was your next pet. I thought.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
So here's the thing, just quickly, with the 2 Mr. Cooper and the 3 Paisan, we have no idea if they can run on Tapeta, but they are significantly dropping in class.
Right.
And that's why they're priced at 4 and 5 to 1 with a Hall of Famer Javier and a soon-to-be Hall of Famer Irad. They're gonna bet these horses.
Yeah.
It's a guessing game. There's nothing to work on here with the Tapeta. No drills or anything like that. So we'll see. If you're spreading, I think you should probably use them. Doesn't mean you have to go to the window and take underlaid prices on them. So that's the 4. When we come back, 6 of them for you here on Pegasus Eve, and that includes the Rainbow 6, $900,000 in the gross jackpot guarantee. Stay tuned.
It's tradition. Every year, the stars gather for a spectacle. Stars of the racing world collide to cement their legacy in their quest for greatness. Bear witness as we raise the stakes and shatter the status quo. Watch as the brightest stars in fashion take the stage, and we forge unforgettable memories. Be part of this storied heritage. Revel in performances from the superstars of entertainment, and the unexpected awaits you at every turn. Join us in this unrivaling celebration, where champions ascend and legends are created. This is the Pegasus World Cup, where stars align.
They're off.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you. A 10-race Pegasus Eve card of the penultimate day before the World Cup, and 4 down, and that means 6 to go. That means the rainbow is coming front and center here. $900,000 in the gross jackpot guarantee. Is today the day we see $1 million in there? We'll see. I'm not going to help it out too much today. I've got a very tight ticket here.
You're saving for tomorrow.
I'm saying, oh, that is for darn sure. Just 12 for me, of course, and I get helped out here in race 5 because my best bet is in here. Race 6, you can see another single, Queen Maka, short number in here. Then we get to at least move a little bit and spread somewhat. Number Floribunda in race number 7. There's the big spread in race number 8, and it includes my long shot, and that is a capital L in there with the 7 Seaver. Mets fan
Oh,
of me.
there you
Yeah,
go.
Mets fan of me coming out. In race number 9, the 5 Hot Blooded is going to be tough in there. And then in race number 10, to wrap up this card, the 8 horse for me on the outside, and that is Sound of the Beast. I can't wait to see Sound of the Beast and Roar Ready go at it in the finale. I'll be very shocked, stunned, surprised. You pick the word if one of the two don't win. That's an exciting finale, by the way, and that is $12. Let's get back to it now, Samantha. We're on this firm turf course. You'll be out there. Oh, we got to go to TTP pick 3. Because
Yeah, we do.
We've added that on Friday, too, and as you've heard us talk about, what a bet. And I'll tell you what a race to kick it off with, because this is not easy.
No, it's not at all. We'll take a look at it. It's a $54 play. I didn't have a best bet to kind of wedge on here. Race 7 for me, I do have the 4 on top, parallel. I worry that this horse might have a little bit of the H word, the hang in her, but I don't know. We'll see. And in race 9, the second to the last race today, Cartano. It's my long shot here, so we'll see. $54 is the play in race 9.
All right, 6-9 there at the end. We'll start it, though, at the beginning here in race number 5, and this is a good one. Mile 16th on the turf, an optional claimer for the Florida breds here. Fillies and mares 4 and up going at it, and you're on my best bet of the day as well. Beach Ready. Competitive race, but I do you feel, I do, this is a drop-in class for her?
I think so. Those horses, the Winter Princess is just very good right now, and this is the second time in the barn of Savvy Joseph.
Yeah.
She's been on the grass now, and only her 3rd time in her life. The trip was fine. She got a ground-saving ride last time, but she just finished a bit evenly. That was all.
Yeah.
Now you have an extra 16th to work with, and that helps.
I agree totally, and scratch the 1, the long shot out of here, by the way.
Yeah.
Scratch the 1, Gracia is out of here. I agree with everything, and I think her tactical speed gives her an edge on who's the morning line favorite. We'll get to in a second. Fish Mooney, you don't have her in the mix. Provoke Me, so a lot of upside.
Right.
She's slow though.
Yeah, she's going to have to step up.
Yeah.
I worry about that with her. I'm still not too keen on Violence is going to turns a lot of times. I feel like that's more the exception than the rule. But it's George Weaver. Read into jockeys what you will. I get Edgar Zayas rode Beach Ready before. Luis Zayas rode her last time. Now he's here. I'm not saying that he took off or anything like that, but I just know Sappy is not a person that would just take Louis off.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. Peace Seeker for Powder Pop's got back turf race as your favorite, is at least morning line is Fish Mooney. Big turf race at Colonial. Irad lands here off a win, albeit on the Tapeta at Woodbine. Irad and Mark Cassie, they'll bet them as well.
But no December works.
Yeah.
Only one January work.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Another horse running open company for a while.
Yeah. I worry about the fitness level.
No, I agree. I agree. We'll see what we get today. The tote board race for sure.
Yeah, and you can look at them beforehand too.
You can, and the IRAD money, it seems to come in, but sometimes when they don't play, and it's kind of letting you know what's going on there, and you got to be savvy and try to figure it out. Late pick 5 in race number 6, going $170 on the Tapeta here. It's a starter. It's a starter allowance for fillies and mares 4-year-olds and up. You've got that ticket.
I do.
Take a look at that now. It's a good late pick 5 as well today.
It is. I've got my best bet here in race 6. We'll get to it in just a moment. Race 7, I do have parallel on top there. Race 8, I've got the 5, Cantaro for Jose Garofalo. Race number 9, I've got the 6 on top, Cartano, that's my long shot. And in the finale, the 2, Roar Ready, I have on top. But I also have Sound of the Beast and Holiday Pay, and we'll get to that race a little bit later. But I feel like like you said, it's a good sequence here.
All right. Well, Road Town's running. She's got to be your best bet.
Exactly.
Go.
Popped off with her last time.
Yep.
That was off of a little bit of a, I wouldn't say layoff, but just a freshening
Yeah.
up. And she's had some layoff lines in the past before. She's got speed. She is going to go the 2 turns here, but this isn't a field, Brian, that scares me.
Well, I don't really disagree with that, but she's got problems. I mean, at least to me, last time she got loose and forgot to stop, and she was really good. I don't see her getting loose today with a silken dollar to her inside, trying 2 turns. This is a much better group than she faced last time.
Completely agree.
I hope you get a fair price because this is stepping up off a 2L. I've got nothing clever here. I just think Queen Maka is going to sit one heck of a trip in here. She lost at 7-10 last time, but who's right back here with Irad, and the more hitting up front, the better for her.
That's true. My comment on her was I thought that she did sit the perfect pocket trip, and she couldn't finish it out.
Yeah.
Now, we see that a lot with these Tapeta horses. Sometimes they just cycle back around,
Right.
and she could be one that maybe I'm reading too much. I just need to take it at face value and just move on from that race because she is just points above a lot of this field.
Yeah, I mean, you whatever kind of figures you like to use, she's going to literally run the exact same race that she just did.
That's a good point,
It might
yeah.
be good enough today. It might not be, but she, if nothing else, she's got some consistency. Well, talk Strand of Gold at least quickly because she should be a price in here, getting back to the Tapeta.
Yeah, the very first race in her career was a 3rd place finish on it. You have Johnny V and the Ken Ramsey bred, owned silks here. I don't know. This is just one you could take a shot with.
Yeah,
maybe.
they might, she should be a price in there.
Yeah.
She's looking up at all of them, but we'll see. You get potent connections. As you said, late pick 4, and I'll tweet that out a little bit later on. We're on the turf here. It's an optional claimer for the Florida breds. 3-year-old fillies going at it. We scratched the 1, My Girl Stormy, who was a big number, and the 12 through 16 are all out of this race. The 12 through 16 are all out. Of course, Pete is upstairs. We've just got our exacta reversed parallel in Floribunda, and we can show you why, and you can talk about it.
Yeah. I thought Parallel, this is a filly that she tries hard every
Sure.
time, and you like to see that there. The turf, she ran, her first try turf, she ran really huge. I know you picked her that day.
Yeah.
Cleopatra's Nile for Safi Joseph won the race just barely. Was rained off the grass in this spot here. We see Floribunda, who I think just kind of did the hard part on the front end. Look at that halftime here. And we see him just kind of duking it out. Now it's a matter of who's better on the grass. And I
Right.
could see why you'd go to Floribunda because now this is first off the claim for Safi. And you see the rail is not always, it was kind of a race within a race here.
Yeah.
They were racing against each other, and then the outside horses just come along.
Yeah, I mean, I made her favorite in this spot because I think her turf races are better than what Parallel did. Not by much, but you said it perfectly. It's Safi off the claim on the turf for the first time, so you're allowed to think maybe we get some good improvement there.
Yeah.
Race number 8 will go back to the Tapeta, 5.5 furlongs in this $50,000 starter allowance, 4-year-olds and up in here. This is another tricky race here, a field of 7 on the Tapeta, and you are on the 5 Cantaro, who had plenty of trouble last time.
Yeah, let's look at the replay because this was shaking my head
Yep.
a little bit at this call here. I'm actually see Portofino on Sunday. I think I picked him on top
You're
in
right.
that turf sprint. Okay, so watch what happens here because really it's never a good spot to be.
No, he's down on the inside the entire way and
Bouncing off the rail.
bouncing off the rail. You think he might be a little hesitant to come through. This is just race riding here, and he is in tight. And now I don't know if he didn't want to come through or what. Maybe the winner was better anyway. But there's no doubt it was a compromised effort.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
for sure. And right whenever they came off the turn, he did bounce off
the first time.
the rail the first time. Yeah, so that intimidates a horse. And that was a crafty ride by Jose Ortiz on the winner there because he knew he had him right where he wanted him. And that's just, the competitive spirit of these athletes that we have out here. But credit to him, to Cantaro, for still fighting through.
I agree. Race riding at its best right there. Nothing wrong with it. I'm bombing here with Seaver. There's so much speed in here. We tightened up routing on the turf last time. Ran okay. The Tapeta race 2 back is not going to cut it here, I readily admit. But the winner jam session came back to win.
Yeah.
This horse will run on late. How much he'll run on, I don't know.
Well, we saw with Jerry's turn yesterday
Oh,
in the finale for Timmy Hills, so we'll see.
Timmy Hill should have got an Eclipse Award last night for getting Jerry's turn
home.
to the
Jerry's
winner's circle.
turn, yeah. Jerry's turn is 2 for 37, 36 now, whatever.
Oh, my goodness. Jerry's coming back. All right, late double time in race number 9. We're on the turf here, mile and 16th, $25,000 claimer here. 4-year-olds and up. Dinged a little bit with the scratch of the 2. Dominate the moment, the 3 Fatima's Blessing, but we still got a 10-pack going at it, and I like this. Different top picks. Cartano for you. Well, you're going to try to get Victor Barboza home.
I am, and he had a win earlier this week, too, with IRAD. You look back at the grass races in March and May of last year, they were both wins. That was the last time that this horse won, and now you've got Paco Lopez. He's a fresh horse coming into this spot here, drawn to the outside of your horse, and I feel like the rest of the field is kind of questionable.
I agree with that, and unfortunately a couple horses certainly dominate the moment are out that were going to take significant money. Hot-blooded will be much shorter now. I just look at the race 2 back on the turf against so much better. Now we're off the claim for Mike Maker. I don't like the drop in half. Let's readily admit that, but this is a barn and connections that do like winning races.
Yeah, the last win for this horse was in July of 2022.
Yeah, a little bit of a problem. I think the fact that Mike claimed him, now he does drop him, but the fact that Mike did dip in, I said it, might say a little something.
Right, yeah. And where are you going to go with this horse, too?
That's
I mean,
that's another point as well. The 9 Light Fury's got solid races. They were at Del Mar and Tampa. The problem is the running style to me.
Yeah, way too far out of it.
Right.
You get Javier Castellano now. The race last time at Tampa, Smithwick Spice was the horse that came down here for trainer Doug Nunn and was in a pretty tough class and couldn't see it out, but did run well. That was just, my point of that is that was a strong race there.
Yeah, the one Chanceau could, if he gets loose, he's dangerous for Todd and Pletcher and Irad, but I think the 10 just in time for Wine could be a problem for him.
Yep.
Not a win threat, but could be really, really problematic, nagging him on the front end. The finale's a good one. It's state bred allowance for 3-year-olds. It's essentially the brother race of the Star of Saturn race. Boy, was she good yesterday.
Very good.
Good to see her come back. Scratch the 1, the 3, and the 5, and I'm not going to speculate, but I'm going to speculate and say they didn't want to play with Roar Reddy and Sound of the Beast. Let's show Roar Reddy real quickly. This is the last time. This is window dressing here. This is a good horse here for Ruben Sierra.
A very, very good horse. And Roar Reddy ran absolutely
Sure did.
huge here.
And he's going to win this race by 5.5. We're going to cut it in a second. We don't need to show you the whole thing because he's just going to run off here. Coulzon does hold second, but they were flying that day, and he was a month the best. Now, we haven't seen him since that race. He is facing winners today, and you've got him on top. You can talk a little bit more about him because he's a homebred for Ruben that is very talented.
This is great because he's the half to beach ready.
Yeah.
The siblings are running
Good
on
point.
the same day today, so that's kind of cool. He gets Lasix for the first time, which a few of these in the field are. I don't think the post is ideal. Now you're at the rail.
Yeah.
That's kind of a bummer, but still, he's got some class to him.
You mentioned the post, and that's kind of why I put Sound of the Beast on top. I think he's got a lot of talent for Rohan Crichton. I think Rohan thinks that too because look at the spots he's put him in.
And it's like he's got the talent, but he's just not using it. Like he's just not using all of himself yet. There's like an untapped little well to this horse, and I don't think they've quite figured it out yet.
Right.
He's a bigger horse.
The L goes on today. That might help him too.
Yeah.
The big beast, I don't know if it was still the King's Bishop or it was turned into the Alan Jerkins, but he won that race at Saratoga in August of his 3-year-old year, the grade 1. He was as big a horse as you'll ever see. I think these big beasts are taking some time
to kind of develop,
grow into themselves, right?
Agreed,
I mean, you could talk about more than I can, but that's kind of what we see him out here all the time as a top stallion down here, and they are massive individuals.
They are, especially Rohan's Big Martini. That one could eat all of probably the big beast himself.
Probably the big beast himself. All right, 10 of them for you here on Friday. We'll take a quick look at the lightning round because, again, all things Pegasus here, and the big day is tomorrow as well. But don't forget the TTP Pick 3. We've introduced that now. It's probably been, 3 Fridays since we've been doing that. But this is a phenomenal bet for the better.
It is 5, 7, and 9 today. I'll tweet my ticket out. It's a good sequence. It's a tough one today. I don't feel like there's any clear-cut I mean, it's horse racing. There never is, but sometimes you can find a place to kind of lean on. And I couldn't find one today. If you have a better idea, let me know. But 15% takeout, minimum $3 wager. I think the lowest it's paid is $60, but that was, I mean, it's paid so much more, exceedingly more than I think anybody ever thinks.
Yeah, the parlay that it is, it was just laughed at the parlay when you add it up. It's been so much more than that. And I think that's what you get on a 15% takeout, $3 minimum. And speaking, a good segue to tomorrow with the bets we've got going on tomorrow. You've got it there, action, and the pools tomorrow will be massive.
They will.
I got $2 million in the late pick 5.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be huge. It's all graded stakes races. It's an incredible sequence. The more I look at it, the more I've got more questions and answers, I feel like. And it's just such a solid sequence. Get involved tomorrow because it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be firing. We got some videos out there already. I previewed the late 4 and she previewed the late 5, so they're out there, and check them out. Let's try to get some money for everybody today, ourselves included. What do you got? Best bet? Roadtown for me.
Oh, Roadtown. Okay, I'm going to try to get Roadtown to stretch out today. I'm going to try to get Beach Ready home in race number 5, and your long shot?
It is Cartano for me. Yep.
And I'm a much more longer shot than my partner here with Seaver, the franchise Seaver at 15-1 in race number 8.
I'll have to ask you about Seaver after we get off air.
Okay.
Yep.
Take a long time to tell you about Tom Seaver. That's it. Pete's upstairs. 10 races for you. He's got the scratches and changes. Back with the opener here in just a little bit. Best of luck.